Hey guys, and welcome back to Twilight Princess. Well, my time venturing around Hyrule was a fruitful one, and we now have enough money to help Mallow and his Goron slave, let's just say it how it is, to open their own store in Hyrule Castle Town. But first we're going to need to kind of open the way, and we do this by taking some hot spring water to a Goron out on Hyrule Field. Do you remember this little side quest, Maxie?
Not at all, I'm afraid. Look, I'm really bad about 100%ing Zelda games. I think at most I've 100%ed Original, A Link to the Past, the Oracle games, Link's Awakening, and Spirit Tracks. So, I don't think I've ever 100%ed a single 3D Zelda game, unless you kinda count Spirit Tracks, but I don't really. It's just really difficult for me to get the motivation to get a lot of the items, especially since I don't need them. I don't need 2 rows of hearts. I don't need an armor to reduce the quarter hearts of damage I take from enemies. I don't want to do it. I'm just gonna go beat the game with what I got.
Damn man, that speedrunner's furore, it just sent you into a rage. But the key to this one, the key to this side quest, is basically hug the edge of the map, because if you try to like cut through in what you might think would be the quickest path, you'll get assaulted by those little jelly looking things that pop out of the ground, you know, the ones from the desert and whatnot.
Oh, wow. And do they pop up there normally or just during this side quest?
I think they're there normally. They're very annoying, and it only takes one of them hitting the barrel after you've dropped it to destroy the thing, and then you have to go all the way back.
And what purpose does the fishing rod serve during this side quest?
It basically serves to show that I record these parts one after the other.
Oh, okay. Lovely.
What, no question of the spinner being there?
Well, the spinner is god tier weapon and makes absolute sense.
Don't question my opponents here. It's not like I had to redo this one or anything.
Revitalized!
Oh, that's the good shit right there.
Although you would think splashing water on a rock would not be a good thing. Pokemon has taught me that. And therefore is the logic I live my life by.
Okay, that's racist. He looks like a rock, he's not a rock exactly.
You're just gonna keep getting on me for my prejudiced views on rocks, aren't you? I'll have you know, I'll not change my ways.
Fucking igneous bastards. Oh, did he forget something?
That's some sick balancing right there.
I like Link's head, he's like...
Link has some good expressions. I mean, even though everyone wants to be like, oh, Twilight Princess Link got no personality. And yeah, his facial animations can be pretty bland, except for like the first time he picks up Chicken Man, and he's like, the fuck is this shit? But he has some expressive actions, which even if they are subtle and not, you know, all that unique to his character, at least he does shit. At least he reacts to the world.
Now, I said doing this particular side quest would help open the way to opening the Mallow Mart in Hyrule Castle Town. That's sort of true. The Goron in Kakariko Village's shop is basically asking for a handout, and he'll want 1,000 rupees. After that, he'll want 2,000, but if you do this quest, it'll bump it down, or lower it, I guess, from 2,000 to 200, so it makes it a lot easier.
He could work for those rupees, or he could use his status as a former elder and maybe get that money elsewhere instead of begging.
Yeah, that's true, because the Gorons, they're on, like, the edge of a mining operation here. You know, precious ore and such.
He had a room full of, like, fur pelts and stuff. He could have sold some of those, and if that wasn't his room, he could have struck a deal with the other one. They have resources. They can sell shit. You don't need to beg. Who do you think drew the Mallow Mart sign that's both on the box and on the walls?
Well, who do you think is doing the majority of the work here?
I guess so, but man, I mean, business, entrepreneur, artist, clever speaker and writer, like this baby is everything.
Well, I wasn't actually talking about Mallow, I'm talking about the guy he gets to panhandle for him.
Oh, well then we can just add leadership to the list of all his great traits.
I guess. Now, he says come back later, but, we can just warp, basically, so it's time to go back to Hyrule Castletown.
But don't you want to use that super helpful recently acquired Ilia charm?
No, I don't. Although I will give it credit, very useful during the symbol hunt.
But that's already passed. We don't need it now.
Yeah, the past is in the past, etc.
But it can still hurt you. A baboon can still whack you in the face with it. Yes!
The postman strats.
I mean, I'm telling you guys, I hold my breath, hoping that the postman does come, because if he doesn't, I don't think I can hold my shit together long enough to finish said commentary part.
That was the fastest opening of a store I've ever seen. Like, how much time do you think elapsed between us teleporting from Kakariko and landing outside Castletown?
Maybe all those teleports are actually a time warp. What if time is moving so much faster than us? And, like, everyone's aged 30 years over the course of this game, but we've only aged a couple hours. Oh my god.
The deepest lore.
Oh my god. And then that makes the Ilia charm actually useful because it allows us to travel without killing years off everyone else.
Well, you say that, but wouldn't opponent age at the same time?
Oh my god. So we're gonna give money to the begging Goron, but not to the begging dude to rebuild the castle town?
Well, I don't think it's to rebuild Castletown, it's just to reward his faith, I guess?
No, he says it's... Well, that's what he says, but then again, it wouldn't be the first time someone has asked for money and said that it was going to someone's faith, but...
This is what Let's Plays are made of.
Yo, this fucking hype-ass store!
I would love to shop in a place like this.
Fuck, yes! Although, the noxious gas spreading in the store that causes people to lose neurological control and start dancing in synchronized fashion might be a bit illegal, if not just immoral.
Is the music coming out of his head? Is he a robot?
Maybe he is. It wouldn't be the first time robots have handled shops in Hyrule. I think the store may double as both a shop and a jazzercise studio.
Well, shop till you drop, literally.
Drop the prices, drop the calories! Aw, snap!
20% off, 30%, just take the fucking thing. We're going out of business, we're destitute, bye-bye.
Baby picture in the background.
The great all-powerful Mallow.
All hail the great uniter!
So, did you get the magic armor during your tenure in Twilight Princess?
No. I told you, I've been done a lot of shit. Past casting this guy, was straight to the next dungeon, straight to the end of the game, straight to credits.
Basically, this is temporary invisibility, and by temporary, I mean it feeds off your rupees. So, the game has invented a way to siphon excess rupees, because it didn't put in enough stuff for you to spend.
It's also something that's been in the Zelda series for a while. I mean, in the first Legend of Zelda, your bow and arrow didn't use arrows, instead used rupees as ammunition. So, it's definitely not a new thing in Zelda to have an item feed off your rupee count. But it definitely is a bit more useful in Twilight Princess, because, like you said, there's nothing to spend your money on, so you can just use it for the armor. Original Zelda, you may have needed some rupees to buy Water of Life and such, so... there was a definite consequence to using your rupee-draining bow and arrow.
Now, you may be wondering why we're coming to Kakariko Gorge. The next part will deal with the Cave of Ordeals, so I thought I would listen to the YouTube comments for once in my pathetic small life, and actually take a look at a couple of the optional caves you can find around Hyrule.
Okay, you know, have a big part all in a cave, but that requires you to go to more caves. Makes sense, makes sense. YouTube comments, always the most logical source of inspiration.
Well, I wasn't doing the Cave of Ordeals because someone asked me to go to a small cave. We just got to lead into this thing slowly, and also I need to kind of pad out the parts, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see, I see. Cave... Spelunking is a gradual ability. You gotta start small, get your spelunking legs, and then you build up to big boy caves. I getcha.
I would just like to clarify, it's pronounced spelunking, not splunking.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that kind of sounds too close to another activity. Too bad we don't have Tingle here to buy a mini-map off. We're gonna make our way through these caves by trial and error.
You just like bringing up stuff that hurts me, Tom. It just hurts me. Man, that enemy actually blended in quite well into the darkness.
There's gonna be a lot of those kind of throwaway comments. These caves don't really have much of note. This one in particular is quite easy. It's just filled with spiders, rats, and bats, and treasure chests that you can just ram into and lose more IQ points.
Or you could just watch a Hellfire Calm playthrough and you can get the exact same effect on your IQ.
Yeah, we're the magic armor of the Let's Play community.
So shiny, but
Was it worth it, viewers? Was it worth it? I'll discuss cave diving strategies later on, but you can find Poes in here, and obviously they add to your overall Poe count. We need 20, I think, to get the final bowl, so we'll probably be paying Giovanni a visit before the end of this part.
Because you really don't need anything past that extra bottle. Anything after that, oh, so unnecessary, so underwhelming. At least Agatha gave you a pretty decent reward for fully completing her quest.
That's right. I killed you.
No sympathy for the arachnid.
The arachnids did not factor in the Master Sword's increased attack power when they evolved. And there you go, all that for a piece of heart. And there'll be another one in the next cave, so that means an extra heart container is coming our way. And what a wonderful birthday present that is, because this part, Mexi, has gone up on the 24th of November, which is my birthday.
Happy birthday from all of us to you. We're so glad you joined us to celebrate with you. Happy birthday. I'm embarrassing you. It's like kind of like in a restaurant where no one wants to know that it's actually your birthday.
Bless you for coming out in public.
So, we got a lot of stuff in this cave, not just one thing. So that's definitely a good thing in terms of the cave design. As opposed to, oh hey, this cave has one thing. Now get out. Instead, you can cross off a lot of checklists per cave.
This next one is a lot deeper and a lot harder overall. Innuendos aside, you will need to max out your bombs. I would recommend maxing out your arrows, so do the Castle Town minigame. Bring lamp oil in. You don't need ropes, but as I said, bombs are very useful.
Oh, we may be the magic armor of Let's Plays, but we're also 8 on the inside. At least I am.
Oh, well, I act mature, but really, I'm tittering away alongside you. Actually, bombs are kind of like omni-important for this, and I just said omni in front of that shit, so you know I'm telling the truth.
Aw, snap. Bombs are pretty omni-important in a lot of Zelda games.
Now make sure you have the lamp equipped. You don't want to be taking a drink of that lantern oil. It tastes like crap, and also you'll die.
But you can get some of the best trips off oil, so make sure you're in a nice comfy space with nice chill friends, and just enjoy the rest of your day.
I have actually come in here before, but it was off screen, so if you're wondering why one of these rocks is already blown up, that's why.
And Tom64, your playthrough is dishonest.
It's not real. It's not real. I should leave in every discarded take, just every flub. It needs to be perfect. There was only rupees in there, and I probably spent it on drugs or something. I'm trying to remember.
Already open chest? That's it. You're being reported. You think we want editing? No. We've all just been tricked into thinking we want editing in our playthroughs.
This is very, very helpful. You can find yellow chews in here, and I would recommend getting some lantern oil, because this place is pretty gosh darn big.
Couldn't you possibly adjust your TV settings, or is the darkness pretty properly programmed?
You know, I never tried that, but I'm playing on a HD TV, so It's not like those old ones where brightness settings would really help.
Because I used to do that all the time. It's like, before I even tried to do the in-game solution for darkness, it's like, let's see if my TV can fix this. I mean, I still use a CRT just because of the reduced lag.
Haven't seen these guys since the Goron Mines.
Man, we're just going old school on these parts. Everything is so nostalgic and old words. Is there a postal in every cave, or do they just overlap a lot?
There's a few of them in the caves. This place is pretty big. There's at least, I think, 2 in this one. There was 1 in the previous cave.
Okay. And then, of course, in the next part, we're gonna find the depths that Tom is willing to go to for a postal. I mean, this is kind of cool. I could see this being sort of an homage to old school Zelda dungeon diving as well. I mean, you enter a room, and then you have multiple options of where to go. Some of them do require bomb. Some of them can lead you to progress within the area, or some could just lead you to a dead end, and some can lead you to a dead end with an item. I mean, when you describe anything in such a broad sense, anything can be a reference back to the original Zelda, but bear with me.
It's like, this has hearts, previous Zelda games had hearts, you use bombs here, and bombs then.
It's like when I tell people that Binding of Isaac is meant to be an homage to Legend of Zelda, and they're like, what? I don't see it. It's like, how can you not see it? It's like the whole point.
Yeah, top down, all that good shit.
I mean, like, even in the new one, they threw in wall masters, so... Come on, guys.
I played Binding of Isaac once and got my arse absolutely kicked, but it was fun. Very creepy, too. Great atmosphere in that game.
I think I am actually more of a fan of Super Meat Boy than Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, Super Meat Boy. No, that's a game.
I remember when I broke there's a new one coming out on mobile. It's like an auto-scroller, and I played the demo on essentially a giant fucking iPad, and I broke the demo.
Nice.
Yeah, he's auto-running to the right of the screen, and what happened was that I managed to grab a wall, jump off the wall, and he started running left. I was like, I think I broke your demo.
Stop breaking games, Mexi. Devs put loads of love and attention into this stuff, and you just destroy it in seconds.
In mere seconds. Especially when the demo comes with a manual that says, this has been playtested extensively, and then it only took me less than a minute.
Not done to MBM standards, I guess. Oh well, down, down, deeper and down. Oh look, it's a Dodongo.
What's it even doing here? The poor thing's probably all was lost and alone, doesn't know where its King Daddy is, and you just went and killed it.
I forget, was there a King Dodongo in this game? That's a way out, by the way, although that should be obvious by now.
You know what? If you look in the game's code, there's actually a giant Dodongo skull, so maybe.
King Dodongo in Hyrule Warriors, the art style of it, looks like it could have come out of Twilight Princess, so maybe that was a scrap design. Kind of like, well, I don't want to say she, because that was invented for Brawl, but something similar.
Yeah, but the King Dodongo in Warriors actually reminds me a lot of the one in A Link Between Worlds, because it has all the rupees all over it. So I think it was drawing more from there than Twilight Princess.
Oh, the one covered with rupees, I remember that. That was a good boss.
Yeah, and the Temple of Darkness.
Link Between Worlds had a lot of good bosses and some great dungeons.
Oh, definitely. My only issue is that it took me forever to realize that the bomb was the dungeon item for the Temple of Darkness.
Yeah.
I think I was about almost to the boss and I realized, like, wait, I should have been using bombs for a lot of these puzzles. I don't know how... No, I got really far into that dungeon without using a single bomb, so I must not have been doing it intended, but yeah.
I think what got me stuck in that temple was there's a bit at the beginning where there's like 2 windows and you have to chuck a bomb up onto the thing by the window, like in front of it, and I just could not fathom that. It was like, oh right, if I had the 3D on I probably would have been able to do this. Fucking game designers and their crazy logic.
We're only talking about this because, as you can see, it is dark in here, so it is appropriate to talk about a Temple of Darkness.
Don't be so insecure, mate. That's pure Entom right there. I need you at pure Mexi right now.
Fine. Pure Mexi. Oh, yes, well, I know I mentioned game code, and we kinda did just help some Gorons do some things. Have I showed you the picture of the Goron Golem?
No, you haven't. I'm gonna look this shit up.
In the game's code for Twilight Princess, there is a scrapped enemy that is literally a giant monster composed of nothing but rolled up Gorons.
Oh my god, I'm seeing this shit right now. What the fuck?
Isn't it the best thing ever? Shouldn't it have been the boss?
Let me just read the characteristics of this thing. The Goron Golem is composed of numerous Gorons curled up in balls, which float up in the air and together form a giant monster. It relies on punches to attacks. However, the coding for the attacks was never finished, so the punches will not cause any damage to Link or even hit him. It is unknown what purpose the Goron Golem would have served in-game, nor the mechanics of how several Gorons group together and fight as one creature. It is a possibility that the Gorons were more hostile in an earlier version of the game than they are in the final version.
Now, here's my question. It was scrapped for Twilight Princess. Why didn't you guys bring that back for Hyrule Warriors? You literally have a stage where you do nothing but fight miles and miles of Gorons. Why couldn't you have thrown in the Goron Golem?
Still need to play a bit more Hyrule Warriors, but at the time of recording, I still don't have my Pro Controller, and I just want to play on a regular controller because the pad ain't sitting well with me.
Oh, I still don't have a Wii U, so you're, like, streets ahead of me.
Oh man, whenever you say shit like that, it just brings the first world problems alarm to the forefront.
I didn't notice this until now. Until part 35, I didn't notice that when Link opens a chest while he has the lantern in hand, he puts it down on the ground.
Neat little touch.
Oh, that's so cute.
This is why I said bring a lot of bombs.
Yeah, this really is striking me as OG Zelda. I mean, the only thing that you could add to this is that some of the pathways would be opened by killing monsters within these little intersections. I mean, throw that in and fuck, this is essentially a SD reimagining of what an old school dungeon would be.
Well, I said towards the start of this playthrough that I wanted like stuff that took full advantage of the lantern, and I guess I got it. I don't think I ever did this fully back during my OG playthrough.
And something to top it off. Do any of the caves interconnect? Like, the entrance to one and the entrance to another one, like, on the other province end up meeting up in one cave?
No, not to my knowledge, although that would be pretty bitching.
I know, how cool would that be if there's actually, like, an underground system of caves to sort of go in conjunction with your, Twilight teleports?
All this exploration is actually reigniting my excitement for the Wii U Zelda, like the lack of loading and whatnot. You know, you go through a door and you're just instantly in a house or something. That's gonna take a little bit of adjusting, actually.
Yeah, but I believe in you, Tom. You'll handle it.
I'll be the one recording it, mate, so I'll have to. Okay, let's go say hello to Giovanni and hopefully revive him.
Or at least hopefully he learns his lesson.
I forget, what was it he did again?
He sold his soul for gold.
Ah, that old chestnut.
Yeah, so the Poe souls, I don't know if they're fragments of his soul, or it's like a containment for his vices, but yeah, essentially he wanted gold, gave his soul up for it, so now the souls are with the Poes, and we gather them back together to give it to him. Yeah, so it's more of a punishment and less of like, here, it's a punishment that is supposed to be permanent as opposed to here's a punishment to learn your lesson. Because if it was to learn his lesson, then Fate would have given him some way to reacquire his soul. Like, you know, give him a trial as part of the lesson. But with this, you know, he made his bed, now he has to sit in it, in all the golden sheets.
We can just dig into his house this time. We don't have to go via Talon's Bar, which is a good thing, because that would have been tedious as all get out.
That would have also interrupted flow. Too bad that it's a good thing that doesn't happen during a crucial story point in the game.
Not quite, but we're getting there.
At least the cat's off his head.
There we go, the last bottle in the game, and it contains the Great Fairy Tears.
How did he get those? Who knows?
Probably bought them.
That's actually quite logical and simple. Wow, thank you.
Is that George Washington on the wall back there? What's going on?
Oh shit! Huh.
The deepest lore just got deeper.
I don't know what to say anymore. I'm so done.
We're pretty much done here as well. So let's have a word with his cats. And then we're going to head back to the Gerudo Desert. And I believe it's time for us to partake in a bit of spelunking. Extreme style, also known as the Cave of Ordeals.
We should matchmate Giovanni and Impaz, since they both seem to have similar interests in cats!
Let's not say we did. We'll see you next time for a very long edition of the Twilight Princess playthrough. See you then.